Hey everyone, welcome to this very special episode of Friday Talks.
We're your host for this Friday Talk special. I'm Kanaya.
And I'm Ryan.
Today we've collaborated with Litera One More for this special, but we've also collaborated with English Day to bring you an interview with a very, very special guest.
That's right. First off, we'd also like to thank our viewers for making this special possible. And our guest for this Friday Talk special is an influencer, speaker, YouTuber, and a TikTok hit with over 450,000 followers and 10 million likes.
She helped thousands with her tips and her experience of being a student in Colorado, and all of these bills feel easy. Please welcome our guest for this special, Tatjana Syafira.
Hi everyone. Nice to be here.
It's very good to have you here. So us here at the Friday Talks team, we're very fortunate and fortunate enough to be familiar with you, to have been in contact several times. But some of our viewers might not have heard of you entirely, so would you mind introducing yourself to them?
Yes, for sure. So hi everyone. My name is Tatjana Syafira. A lot of people call me Tatjana or Syafira. Either way is fine. I'm a content creator. And especially I talk a lot about my exchange year in the US because I just went back. I'm a full-time student and a part-time content creator, I guess. And I'm super happy to be here and to tell everyone about my stories, and yeah.
It's very good to have you here. First off, I guess thank you so much for being here. It's been a hard time for all of us to continue our activities in the middle of this pandemic, but here you are taking some time off for our interview. I guess probably an appropriate first question should be, how are you? How's it going?
Well, I'm fine. I guess I'm great. I'm in a great condition and I'm healthy, which is very important because, in this middle of pandemic, it's, being healthy is one of the privilege, I think. And yeah, I'm great. I'm doing well. And I'm super happy to be here with you guys. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're doing great. We're absolutely doing great. Should we just jump onto the questions?
Yes, let's go.
All right. So our first question is, how did you start learning English? How did you get to where you are right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's all started because of my parent. They've, given me a lot of English books. We watch a lot of Hollywood movies since I was little. My dad actually bought me like a DVD. I don't know if it still exists right now, but like they bought me a DVD, which called Kids Songs, where it's just like songs for kids in English. And yeah, I think that's how I first started learning English. And I think my parents also deliver the kind of idea that, learning other language is very important. Like any other languages, like all languages, like it's really important to be bilingual, just to learn other languages is really important, especially in this kind of era where we are interconnected with every country in the world. I realized this is how important to learn other languages. And then I started to, have some kind of, self-realizations that, oh yeah, for sure, English, learn other languages is important, and English being one of them. So yeah, I think that's how I first started to learn English.
So you were exposed to it from a young age, is that so?
Yes, but I'm actually my family does not even we're not even talk English in our daily conversation. We use Bahasa Indonesia. We just love to learn other language and that's it. But I'm not growing up in my family who speak English all the time. It's also one of my duty to learn more about it. So, but my parent does do the first job. So yeah.
Oh, so with you being bilingual, I have to ask, what other languages do you speak? It's just a off-topic question.
Yeah, well, besides English, I also learn German. It's just something that I do for fun, I guess. And it's also one of the curriculum in my school. So kind of have to Yeah, so yeah, but it was fun. It was a really fun learning process, I guess, to learn other language.
Hello Tatiana, so we have heard that actually you started learning English when you were very young. And then I would definitely say that your English is good, especially your speaking. Your speaking is great. I have one question. Do you have any particular learning strategy that you use to learn English? Probably you can share it with our friends. Thank you.
My learning methods, I think just try to make it like not as something that you're forced to do. I'm struggling to learn Germany because I feel like, oh, I kind of forced to do it. And well, then it's not gonna be like, that's the reason why I'm not that good at speaking German and whatnot, and it's kind of hard for me to to succeed the tests because I feel like it's something that I was forced to do. Well, English, I see it like as something that I like to do, as something, as a lifestyle probably, because I like to watch this movie. Like I think all of us agree that we like to watch like Netflix movies and TV series, and somehow we're kind of have to like learn the language as well. So it's something that we do for fun, right? Like it's something that we're not forced to do. It's so much easier to be fluent if you like to do it. So make it as something, not as something that mandatory, but something that, oh, this is my lifestyle. This is something that I enjoy doing. So I think that's my learning method. Make it your lifestyle. Don't make it like something that you forced to do.
Sounds good. Make it your lifestyle. Is That's a good tip. That's a really really good tip. We have a third question. I think from Kanaya.
A lot of us students, especially those of us looking to get into college, would love to start learning deeper into English, right? But
Yeah.
most of us have no idea where to start. So, do you have any advice for early English learners, maybe?
Yeah, well, again, make it your lifestyle. And then second of all, I think well, this is like the key point to master any languages in this world, is to practice the language, right? Like you cannot be fluent in English or like any other languages if you just learn the theory. Then it's not gonna help you. Well, it's gonna help you a bit, but like if you want to actually speak to other people in that language, it's gonna be harder because you don't know how, right? You don't know how to have conversation with them. So I think this is like the key point to learn any kind of language, is to actually practice your language. Second of all, like the really important points that you have to understand is you have to practice your language every single day. Well, let's say just do it regularly, just do it regularly. It doesn't have to be like every single day. Like you can do it like just what I've said before, make it your lifestyle. Do it like regularly. Then I think it's going to be a really good practice for you, as in, as a, if you first learn any type of language. It's a really good tips, I think, for me. I hope it works for you guys as well.
And I'm sure that advice will help us a lot. Thank you. And I'm going to ask this: how often do you use English in your career and everyday life? Especially now you live in Indonesia, right? Do you still talk to other person with English or not?
Yeah, well, that's a really good question. How often? Then it really depends, because I'm not speaking English at home. So the way I cope with it is I join a lot of competitions, like English competitions. Like I do debate, I do speech, I do storytelling back in high school, and I think it really helps me with my English as well. Because okay, let's say we only have one competitions, then I only have to speak English like once, like a month, let's say. But I have practice before the competitions, before the tournaments, and this practice helped me to like speak English every single day. Like for example, oh, we have debate competitions in the end of the month, let's say. But we prepared, like me and my team, like we did the practice like three weeks before the tournaments. We have to like do sparring, and then we have to practice every single day. Then it really improved my English overall. How often? Again, it depends. if I have a competitions around, then I'm gonna talk English like really often. If I don't, then I don't. But the other way, besides join a lot of like tournament competitions, you can also like talk with yourself. It's kind of weird, I know it's kind of weird, but like I think it really helps. Just like in the shower, talk to yourself in English. Like it really helps, trust me. Like for example, if like, well, I do debate, right? So I think a lot about like argument and like making argument, and think about like what my enemy will deliver, like what kind of argument my enemy will deliver. I think about it like all the time. So like during on the shower, I just like talk to myself like, oh, I should deliver this. This is the kind of argument I should I should have if I want to beat them. So like I talk to myself about argument, and I think that kind of helps. I think you guys should do that. I know it's kind of weird, but it really helps. It helps me at least. So yeah. Back in the US, I speak English like all the time, like to have like conversation with my teacher, with my friends, with my family. I use English like every single day, so it really often. It's almost like lifestyle. It's almost like my everyday thing. So I think if you want to mastering English or any type of language, just do that, I guess. Join a lot of competitions using that language, or talk to yourself using that language if you don't have competitions or tournaments around, and it really helps. So yeah, I hope that's kind of makes sense so far.
Yeah, got that. So just practice. That's
Yes.
for that. Before we move on with the special, we have a very special performance from Live It Up. That's another one of our programs. Just for you, let's check it out.
Hey everyone, my name is Zerfine.
My name is Kishamsi, and today we're going to brought you a song called At My Worst. Love song, isn't it?
Yeah, who knew one of our friends here were in love and enjoyed the song with their crush?
Oh, yeah, of course. So without any further ado, let's just hear it.
Can I call you baby? Can you be my friend? Can you be my lover up until the very end? Let me show you love, I will not pretend. Stay by my side even when the world is caving in. Oh, I'll be there whenever you need me. I need somebody who can love me at my worst. No, I'm not perfect, but I hope you see my worst. 'Cause it's only you, nobody knew I put you first. And for you, boy, I swear I do the worst. If you stay forever, let me hold your hand. I'll be right here, baby. You know it's sink or swim. Oh, I'll be there whenever you want me. I need somebody who can love me at my worst. No, I'm not perfect, but I hope you see my worst. 'Cause it's only you, nobody knew I put you first. And for you, boy, I swear I do the worst. I need somebody who can love me at my worst. No, I'm not perfect, but I hope you see my worst. 'Cause it's only you, nobody knew I put you first. And for you, boy, I swear I do the worst.
Hello Tatjana, since you are now an influencer and celeb, and you already have a career base online, Has English benefited you in that respect, in your career and everyday life? Thank you.
Yeah, well, very good questions again. Definitely it has benefited me in a lot of ways. If you try to like learn other languages, especially if that language, being spoken by a lot of people, like let's say English and then Mandarin and then Arabic, like any kind of languages that being spoken by a lot of people, it does really helps you a lot. For example, I'm not even probably not like the master, or like I'm still in the process of learning, right? Being able to speak other language, at least for a conversation, I'm being selected to be one of the finalists on the exchange program, which is fully funded. So I don't have to pay at all to go to the US to be able to experience all the things that I've experienced from my exchange year. It was a really great opportunity for me because I'm finally being able to talk and to speak English on daily conversations, and it really does improve my English. And besides that, it really opened a lot of opportunities for me. Like for example, during my exchange year in the US, I was being selected to represent my school to talk with the senator, with the Colorado senator, which is something that not a lot of exchange students will do. And I think one of the reasons why I was being selected is also because I was able to speak English. I was able to have a conversation with other people, and I understand what they said, and it's really benefited me a lot. Like for example, like during my exchange year, a lot of like other exchange students might be struggling with school, with the classes, with the courses, because they do it in English, right? Like they do all of the classes in full in English, which is something that probably not all exchange student will like, because I have to I have to manage to understand what the teacher said. I have to understand what the test asked for me, and it really does a struggle. But by being capable to learn that language and at least understand what the test ask from you, like you managed to nail the test. You managed to like at least being good at the test. And for that reason, I also able to receive the Dinsley award. It's the award that was awarded for students that earn like 3.8 plus GPA. And not a lot of exchange students get that either, because not everyone can have like the comprehensions and like the understanding to learn the courses that was offered by the school. Even as simple as you're being on social media, for example, by being able to learn other language, by being able to speak other language, you're able also to be connected with people across the world that speak the same language, right? Especially English. It really does connecting you with a lot of with a lot of people from around the world, and it helps you a lot to improve your language skill as well as broaden your connections and networks. So yeah, and I think besides that, like for example, for me especially, being able to speak English and being able to deliver my message fluently in English, I'm also able to make content. I'm also able to create my TikTok, my YouTube, my Instagram, because that's kind of like my specialties right now. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like that's how big the impact if you able to learn, and let's say being able to just start conversation in other language. That's just how big of an impact. So yeah.
You studied in English-speaking countries, so there must be a lot of experience that you got, maybe a good experience or even unpleasant things that happened to you. So could you tell us a bit about your experience living in an English-speaking country?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was not very different, I might say. One of the really memorable experience that I got while I was in the US is that people told me that they didn't notice like that I'm not from the US, like at first, but then they started to hear me, like they started to hear about my accent, and like, oh, she kind of talked differently. So at first they didn't realize that, oh, I don't know that you're someone that coming from not from the US. I thought you were from the US, and I just realized that you're not from the US right after you talk more. And then I was like, oh, she kind of have like a different accent. She kind of have this. So it was one of the most memorable experience while I was there, because wow, okay, that's kind of cool that they kind of noticed. I kind of think that that's just some kind of expressions and like idioms that I don't understand at first. And I was like okay, I cannot give like example right now, like I cannot think of anything, but like I remember that one time my friend told me about one word and I was like, oh, I've never heard that word before, like what's that? And they, oh, you've never heard it before? And like they told me, oh, it means this. That's something, because when you learn like English, you probably only learn the words that has been like being commonly used. I've never heard this word before, and I was like, oh, I don't know this. And can you like explain me more about this? Like, and I think that's also like the benefits of like going abroad, because you will getting some kind of exposure of like their idioms and their expressions that you probably haven't heard before when you're not there. And it kind of gives me some kind of like enlightenment, some kind of like realizations that wow, there's so much more to learn, there so much things that I haven't known before. So yeah, I think that's one of the pretty memorable experience while I was in the USA.
We have two last questions for you. First off, this one ties in directly to your experience in an English-speaking country. So, did you have any struggles in English specifically, not just living in USA, but did you have any struggles with learning English? And have you had any lessons that you've picked from those struggles?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think it's always hard at first, especially back then when I first started to like, oh, I want to be like seriously, improving my English skill, let's say. It's always hard at first. There's gonna be grammatical mistakes, and there's someday you're gonna like, oh, why is it so hard to like learn this language? It's always been like that. And you also like compare yourself with like your surroundings, because oh, why is my friends like they're so good at this, like why it's so easy for them to learn this specific type of language. And it's also some kind of challenge for you, because you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough because this person will always be better than me. But I think one of the one of the key to like cope with that is to never compare yourself with your friends, with other people in general, because I don't know, it's kind of sometimes, yes, it does motivate you, but sometimes it's also demotivate you, right? Because you will feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm just gonna like stop. But again, never compare yourself with other people, because everyone start from like different starting point, everyone start from different conditions, and they probably they have like different kind of learning method. And what you should compare is to compare yourself with your past self, with your yourself like 2 years ago, 5 years ago. See how much you have grown, see how much you have improved from your self 3 years ago or 5 years ago. I think it really does help me. So yeah, I think that's how I cope with it.
Yeah, I think everyone at one point can relate to that feeling where you compare yourselves to others and you get insecure because of that. I certainly have, and there's always been someone to inspire me to keep going through that insecurity.
Right.
Now, I would like to ask you, what inspired you specifically to learn English, and what inspired you to keep going?
Right, that's yeah. Well, of course, I think one of the first people that inspire me is my parents, definitely, because they've been facilitate me with all of this, and they've been trying to help me to to learn other language, specifically English. Like they've given me exposure to a lot of like, let's say, like English movies and books and whatnot. But I think besides that, I think the motivations also comes from myself. So I think this is very important to like, I think for all of the people here, it's really important to have yourself as your own inspiration. For example, like if, oh, okay, I want to learn English, but you have zero motivation. You have zero, like, like you have, like, you're not your own inspiration. Like, then it's gonna be hard for you. Like, for example, oh, I just want to learn English because, oh, my friends also understand English. Or I want to learn French because it sounds cool. But you have, that's it. Like, you don't make yourself as your own inspiration, that you will never going to, it's going to be hard for you to be able to learn that language because you have zero motivation from inside. So yeah, I think just make yourself as your own inspiration, because you are the one who understands your capability. You're the one who understands your potential. You're the one who knows, oh, what kind of learning method that suits me the most, what kind of what kind of teaching that will understand me to understand English better, or any kind of language. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say my parents and then also myself as my own inspiration.
That's a great answer. That is a very good answer and a great note to end the interview on. All right, that is our last question.
Actually, wow, it's pretty fast.
But before we end this interview, do you maybe have a couple of words of encouragement for those of us who are starting to learn English?
Yes, definitely. I think one of the message that I want to deliver to like all of you guys here is to never ever be afraid, and to take all of the opportunities that has been offered to you. It's gonna be hard at first. It will always be like that at first. But again, it's to never ever stop. Even if you kind of doubt yourself, you're kind of like, oh, can I actually do it? Just do it. Just continue to do it. Never be afraid to take any kind of opportunities, because I believe all the big things that happens in life happens from the simplest step you take. Happens from the simplest step I take. For example, when I first started English, like I've never imagined like me learning English could be such a big impact in my life. Me, being fluent in English could take me to the USA under the fully funded scholarship. It leads me to meet the senator to represent my school, to being trusted to represent my school, to meet the senator of Colorado. It's a really big achievement for me. And being able to win international essay competitions, or let's say being able to be accepted to one of the universities in the USA. It's something that started from the simplest step I take. Started from me learning English. It's hard at first, but I'm sure it will be worth it at the end of the day. So yeah, always remember to never give up and to believe the process. It's gonna be hard, but just trust the process, and to also take all of the opportunities that has been offered to you. So yeah, I think that's for me.
Wow.
I guess. Yeah.
Those were such great words of encouragement. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much, Tatjana, for your time and for the amazing, great answers.
Love to be here.
Thank you. We love having you here.
For the viewers, we hope you enjoyed this Friday Talk special. Happy Friday, everyone. See you guys in next time.
Bye.
Bye.